Are you ready?
I'm telling you, man.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to Off Camera TV's flag-to-flag coverage of the Sarge's Place 100 here in the Northwest Truck Series, powered by Walls Beer Co., Bolt Vapes, and the Hungry Dragon. Tonight, these drivers aren't just racing for the checkered flag; they're racing for the chance to hold the lobster in victory lane here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Joining me in the booth is Donovan Johns and Katie Reed. How are you guys doing tonight?
Oh man, excited for some awesome racing here and watching this practice. Looking forward to some good, awesome, clean green flag runs.
Yeah, you say clean, but all I'm seeing in practice is a bunch of spins on these backstretch. So
Right?
I don't know. We'll have to see if it's anything like last week. The competition will be fun to watch, especially with the danger of Loudon.
And speaking of last week, we saw the all too familiar sight of the 29 of Mark Walls in victory lane for his 5th win of the season. He's leading the points by 53 over D. Palmer and 57 over William Fletcher right now. Right now in practice times, we're in our qualifying session right now. Practice times, though, we're looking at William Fletcher being the top dog. Mark Walls very close behind.
Try to tell me Mark Walls is fast. I don't know if I believe that.
No,
He's done nothing to show it.
It's great seeing William Fletcher really putting the practice time in this week to give competition to Mr. Walls. It's hopefully D. Palmer, who's been fast at some of these smaller and medium-sized tracks. He's sitting P4 right now in practice. Will be able to compete with Mark as well. And our good buddy, Mr. Twinkie, bought a new house this week and moved in, so he's supposed to have better internet connections. Sitting provisional P2 right now with the 31011. Hopefully that'll hold tight, and then he'll be able to race a complete race without dying.
Always a good thing. Always the aim of our drivers.
Yeah, hardware fails are never fun, just like in our real world racing. Something breaks in the car beyond your control that just heartbreaking.
Yeah, his internet may be down, maybe up, but ooh, he smacked the wall there. Coming to complete another lap, so that one just didn't move him up on the board.
We're riding along with the 17 of Ryan Maines coming to take the checkered on his run. It's going to put him in P5 with a 31.451. We have any predictions for tonight, Katie?
My prediction is that he wins the award for brightest truck paint job. I mean, that's very distracting, but man, I hope that he's as competitive as he was last week, because you never really root for someone as a broadcaster. You try and be fair overall, but I can't lie saying that I was almost in favor of Maines staying in the race. He got into a bunch of accidents, most of them that were not his fault, and because of that, his race was absolutely ruined last week when he was extremely fast. So I'm really hoping that he'll make a strong comeback here. He didn't do so well in qualifying so far, sitting 7th right now out of 9 that have made an attempt. So it's not looking too great, but hopefully he can get back out there and earn some spots on the track.
Yeah, looking at qualifying times, D. Palmer, one of the dog bear racers here, out-qualified Chad Barker and Mark Walls. End up with a 30.775. That's P1 for provisional pole right now.
We're riding along with a newcomer to the series here, the 117 of Michael Hessler. I haven't seen him out here before. It's going to be interesting to see how he performs tonight.
Hesla's a new name for me as well. I'm not familiar with seeing him in any of our other league races.
Always good to see a few newcomers. It shakes it up a little bit, see if he can compete, what kind of time he could put down here. But as always, I'm actually keeping an eye on the 67 of Andrew Williams. He's also putting down a time at the moment. See if he can keep it clean this race. Short track racing is not been too generous to him the past few weeks. So we'll see if he can change that here. To be fair, though, it's kind of his doing. He's very aggressive, as we know, as are a lot of guys in this league, but I think he wins top award for that. He puts down a decent time. He's qualified 4th currently with a 30.919.
Yeah, watching Ryan Maines and Andrew Williams last week, it was an impressive battle those guys had. Lots of side-by-side competitive racing. Hopefully we'll see some more of that from Andrew.
Yeah, and the wreck that I believe you're specifically referring to was one that wasn't so late in the race. It was actually pretty early on, and I think Maines was doing the right thing. He was letting Andrew in, but Andrew just wasn't having any of it. He wanted that spot, and he wanted it as soon as he could get it. Because of that, he almost slammed the door when Ryan was still there and caused both of them to wreck and both of them to be severely damaged.
One thing I just noticed that happened here, Sean Brightsman has joined the into qualifying sessions. Brightsman, very dominant at the beginning of the year, was the only person who could really compete with Mark Walls, and he has been gone for several weeks, and he is back in sim.
That's definitely good to see. He won at Canadian Tire earlier this year. Definitely good to see that 46 truck back out here, turning some laps here in the Northwest Truck Series. Now we're here in New Hampshire. It's a mile, 1.06 mile track, and very, very flat.
Right. Hey, speaking of Brightsman, came in not a single lap of practice, laid down a qualifying lap, puts him at 30.855, sitting P2 on the board. Let's see if he can improve that time here on the second lap. And looks like he doesn't. Got a little loose from that four.
Yeah, that was a 31.04, so lost a couple tenths there on that one. He got loose off the 4, so it's understandable there. But I'm excited. More competition, the better for me.
Look
Mark
at that.
Walls is sitting in 7th.
I know. Look at the top 5 currently sitting on the board, all within a tenth and a half of each other.
Yeah, the entire field, I mean, separated by a second and 2 tenths. So, I mean, overall, they're about equal. If you go, one or the other.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite things. I say this every week, and I feel like sometimes I probably say it too much, but our mid-pack in this track, or excuse me, in this league, these guys running 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, they put in shows that are just amazing to watch.
Absolutely. I mean, if you tuned in last week, you noticed that we had one gentleman that just walked away from the field, and I don't say that lightly, leading 90 of 100 laps, but that mid-pack from about 3rd, give or take about 8th or 9th, I mean, it was constant changing. Constant. It was almost as if it was Talladega with the amount of spots that were changing so radically, because I mean, if you ever want a race that goes green and has close racing to where it doesn't get boring, that's the type of race it was. That's the type of race NASCAR wishes they had.
You gotta love when a simulator can put out just as good as, if not better, racing than the real world competitors.
And I think most of us do watch NASCAR, and we pay attention, and we see some of these races. I mean, NASCAR throwing that caution clock out there, they know, I think that they realize that some of their races can be a little dull, but not on iRacing. iRacing, they'll give it to you. They'll put the tires to that track, and they will give you a show. And it's, whether it's the pros or it's the amateurs, I mean, it doesn't really matter. iRacing does put on a show no matter where you compete.
And my hat's off to iRacing, this last build they put out. The way these tires work on these surfaces now, you can drive these cars and you can really pick a high or a low and make moves, make passes. This is the best in 2+ years of driving on this service. Man, this is the best this service has ever been.
And that's exactly what you look for, right? In a game, something like that it's not just a game. It's not just a game that gets updates. It's a real service that has improved tenfold. I mean, I watched iRacing years before I actually joined. I was jealous because I couldn't join back then, and I mean, look at where it is now. I mean, I can't believe that I can be a part of this, and it is so much fun. The improvements are unbelievable.
Yep, I was practicing my sprint car today because I thought we were gonna do some sprint car racing earlier with OCTV, but oh man, that car with this track, those tires, oh, it was so good.
Wrapping up qualifying right now. Looks like D. Palmer is going to take the pole. Very fast time out there. Almost a full 1/10 of a second faster than our second place truck, Sean Breetzman.
Yeah, we had a handful that actually didn't put down a qualifying lap. I think that's pretty interesting here.
Yeah, Drew Lalonde, Ray Fournier, Scott Hutchinson, Dan Stussy, Scott Kukas, all very competitive drivers. Surprising they went ahead and opted to take a provisional start.
Yeah, and Drew Lalonde didn't even put down a practice lap, let alone a qualifying lap. So, I'm not sure if he was just close on time or what the situation is there. We'll have to keep an eye out for him because he is also a fast driver in this league, and we'll see if he can work his way through the field.
Let's see, we got 18 trucks taking the grid. We'll have a rundown here in just a few moments. I will say one thing I do look forward to a build soon here is getting the infield vehicles a nice upgrade. They do look like a lot of 80s and 90s cars in the pits.
Yeah, but good on NASCAR. They focus on other things, mostly on the on-track
Right.
images, and that's fine by me. But I do agree. I mean, the stands, the images in the stands, and the images in the infield can get a little dull as well.
All right, and here's your starting grid for tonight. D. Palmer on the pole with a 37.75. You got Sean Breetzman sitting in P2. In the 46 truck, to 28 of William Fletcher will be rolling off in the third position. The one of Wayne Hutchinson in fourth, and rounding out your top five will be the 67 of Andrew Williams. Chad Barker is rolling off in sixth. Seventh is your points leader, Mark Walls. Gary LaViolette in eighth. Michael Hessler in ninth. And Ryan Maines will roll off in the 10th position. Brian Sturgis in 11th. 12th is John Ottenbacher. Andy Vogt in 13th. And taking provisionals tonight will be the 31 of Drew Lalonde in 14th. Ray Fournier in 15th. Scott Hutchinson in 16th. Dan Stussy in 17th. And rounding out your field will be the 065 of Scott Kukas. As the pace cars leading them on the one parade lap that they get here. Everybody's filing up 2 by 2. Definitely something to look for in this race will be these trucks driving off of turn 2. Turn 2 is one of the loosest places on the track. Definitely going to see some people getting sideways exiting that corner.
Especially today, we've got a track surface temperature of 105 degrees. That's going to cause a lot of tires to heat up fast and get wicked loose. I also just noticed the 117 of Michael Hessler did take an EOL, so he's starting from the back.
All right, here comes your pace car, going to make the hard left turn down to the pit lane. Green flag is out, and we are underway here for the Sarge's Place 100 at New Hampshire. Pretty clean start. Have a little bit of side-by-side for the lead here. John Breesman wants that position in the 46 truck. He's got the advantage going into turn 3 right now.
And it looks like D. Palmer and Brightsman did get a little side-by-side love. And Brightsman's going to come out the winner over there, coming out the turn through. Got a little loose. But at the line, it is Brightsman's to lead.
Looking back through the pack here, you got a battle for 6th and 7th between the 29. 3 wide coming off 2 here.
Careful, boys.
Mark Walls, Andrew Williams, and Chad Barker.
Ooh, Andrew Williams almost tags Chad Barker.
And LaViolette putting his nose in there as well. Violet. We're going to have a hard time getting that name updated.
Yeah, you get one name in your head and he comes in and does another. Ooh, watch out, Chad Barker.
Yeah, they're fighting hard back there for the 6th position. Looks like the 18's going to pull away. 67 doesn't look like he got a good drive off. Is going to be under fire from the 68 going into turn 3 here.
He's been having some trouble on that restart. He got side by side from the get-go and just lost it on the bottom. Ever since, cars have been passing him one by one. Yeah, looks like we've got single file all the way back through the field. This is your one side-by-side race right now.
Looks like LaViolette did get in front, but Williams is coming back. He's got up to the quarter panel, and he's going to lose that momentum.
Yeah, we've got a battle for 2nd up here. Up front, D. Palmer and William Fletcher. Side by side going into turn 1. D. Palmer has the preferred line on the high side, but the 28's driving, has a good drive coming off the turn. D. Palmer and William Fletcher drag racing down the back straight.
That is fun to watch. And doing a crossover move as Palmer tries the inside this time.
Careful not to push up. They almost touch.
It was close there for a second.
And of course Hutchinson's back here in the best seat watching these guys almost kick each other out.
He has that tendency. He's kind of like a Kevin Harvick. It's like, you don't notice him for, a couple laps, and then it's like, where did he come from? He's just sitting back there lurking.
He's a very quiet driver.
Yes.
I'm actually looking towards the back. It looks like the 11 and Stucci, who's also new to me. Trying to get to the inside of the 91. Can't do it. And actually slides up pretty harsh. Gonna try and get that run on the front stretch, see if we can make something next turn. By the way, 2 cars did not start. Looks like the 26 of Ray Fournier and the 31 of Drew Lalonde. Both of them not getting in a qualifying lap and deciding not to start. I'm not sure if something happened, but looks like the 11 is back trying to get that 91. Still can't do anything, losing it in the turn. 3 and 4 driving down the front stretch now, trying to catch him to do something. He keeps diving in, trying to get a position in turn 3 and turn 2 this time. He can't do anything.
And Hessel is all over the bumper as well, just looking for the opportunity to jump in.
Yeah, and while this is happening, you can see that 91 just keeps struggling. On the backstretch, the 11 always catches him into turn 3, but he can't do anything with him.
You got a battle for 6 right now between the 68 and 18. LaViolette and Barker here. Looks like LaViolette is going to use the bottom side of the track and go ahead and get around to 18. 18 back under fire from the 67 here, working their way off of turn 2.
And looking at Sean Brightsman in the lead, still running strong, fast laps. Sitting there with William Fletcher right behind, and D. Palmer still sitting there in third.
28 has been catching the 46 here the last couple of laps. It'll be interesting to see if the 28 can get up there, and if he gets a nose in edgewise, what he's going to be able to do with it.
Brightsman the last couple laps has broken that rear end free, just a hair coming out of 2, and he's had to check. That's going to allow the 28 an opportunity to close up that gap.
Oh, caution in front of your
Caution's
leaders.
out.
Looks like the
That
065.
is, yeah. Scott Kukas, he was going pretty slow there. He was losing a lot of time ever since that start. Just couldn't do anything with it. Watching that replay, looks like he's on the front stretch and
Ow!
just hits the inside wall there.
That's a little bit too much front brake. Or rear brake.
Unfortunately, he was struggling ever since that start, and I think it just came to bite him in the end.
Fortunately, he was able to get the truck out of the lane and away from the leaders.
Yeah, because it would have been only a couple more laps before they would have been on his bumper.
Now we should be looking to see everybody come down, check their tire temperatures, make sure everything is still right with their trucks.
Yeah, unless I'm Brightsman. And even Brightsman was cooking those rears a little bit. I think I'd want to come in and check everything.
Oh yeah, well I think we'll definitely see the back come in, and there's just, I think for the most part it's a safe call to say everyone would.
Yep, Brightsman in 28, 23, 1, 29. Everyone's heading down pit road.
Yeah, I don't see anyone staying out here.
Nope. Having us a little party on pit road here.
Let's see what these crews can do.
This is pretty interesting because Scott Kukas did not use his fast repair. He is not moving off of pit lane. He'll be put down a lap. Interesting.
Yeah, 28 comes off definitely a huge jump out. Walls comes out, looks like P4. Battle between 67 and 18 right there as we're coming off of the line.
Yeah. Fletcher might have took 2 tires there.
Yeah, 10 seconds is a long 2-tire stop. Usually it's just over 8 for 2 tires.
Well, I mean, normally 4 is anywhere between a late 12 to a early 14. He definitely didn't get 4, unless he hired Denny Hamlin's crew for tonight. It's a very interesting strategy right now. I'm wondering if he's trying to set it up for, see how it works and see how it's going to work in a late race scenario.
I rolled back and checked with the crews of the 28, and they did indeed only take right side tires.
I guess we'll just have to keep an eye on him then. See how it ends up working out.
Yeah, it looked like just about everybody else did take a 2-tire stop or 4-tire stop.
And riding with the series points leader right now, the 29 of Mark Walls. He did improve his position on pit road. He got around the 1. He's starting at 7th, all the way up to 4th right now.
I'll say he does a pretty good job coming up through the field in that blue Volt Vapes livery. Sorry, the white one.
Actually watching, looks like Andrew Williams, 67, he's coming down pit lane again. Had a really bad pit stop that last time, and I think he's serving a pass-through penalty. Did not stop in his box that last time by.
He might be having some issues with his truck. That seems to me just like a move just to get to the back so he can avoid anything
Yeah,
that's
and a
going
quick
to
shout out
happen.
to the 11 of Dan Stucci. Worked his way past a couple of cars and has gotten himself up into the 12th spot now.
All right, here we go. Lined up 2x2, 28 at the point, and he's gone. Green flag is back out in the air. Got a good jump on the 46 going into turn 1. Driving it in there way deep. That's a mistake. There goes Breetzman around to take over control. And Mark Walls in third. Let's see if he can make short work of this 28 truck. Ooh, 68 really out of shape there. Back behind him.
Ooh, yeah, Ryan Main's having a little trouble there off of 3. Gonna get passed by the 18 and the 10 car. Andy Vogt now on his outside. Oh, he's drifting up. Ooh, barely catching it.
Almost going 3 wide there with the 56. He did look low and wisely backed out.
Oh, we've got 2x2 behind him. Looking at the 089, the 11, 117, and 67. Andrew Williams trying to get those spots back.
And Ottenbacher had a great race last week. He's sitting mid back right now, but he is making some moves.
And we have a pass for second.
Wow.
29 around the 28 here. Mark Wallace and his sights on the leader. I will say that the two-tire gamble, it's not paying off for the 28, but it hasn't really hurt him either yet. I think later in the run, if we have a good green flag run, then he's going to be back there. But he good call to see what he would have in case he decides to do it later in the race.
You got to know all the guys around him are thinking the exact same thing. And they're watching him just as hard as we're watching him, trying to figure out, is that going to work out or is it not? Mark Walls passing you. Mark Walls is going to pass just about anybody he chooses.
Oh, sorry, guys. The 117, Michael Hessler, way out of shape on the backstretch. The 11 car, 11 truck now diving in there. I mean, he was almost sideways off the third, too. 11 almost got past him, but then the 11 got out of shape. Quite a race we had back there for a moment. Right in front of them, the 67 of Andrew Williams, side by side with the 089, John Ottenbacher. 67 had a bad pit stop. He's going to have to gain those spots back. This is a battle for 11th on the track.
And just in front of them, another battle shaping right there with Voigt.
Yeah, that battle was between Andy Vogt and Brian Sturgis, the 56, able to hang on there. That's going to allow him to keep 9th. Looks like he's going to put a little bit of space on there.
Oh, he had that car in a full Fast and Furious drift.
That's not the first time we've seen him get back in the pack and try and make up some time and be sideways in the process.
Tokyo drift. I don't know if I should congratulate him on his ability to pull that thing off or whatever he did to get into it.
Yeah, I'm actually keeping an eye on the 1 car of Wayne Hutchison. Just looks like he's stalking the 23 of D. Palmer. Hands on him just a little bit, every lap.
Oh, leader's loose.
Oh,
leaders around.
Right,
in the wall.
around right before. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, coming out of 4, just it finally bit him.
Ooh, he tried to save it.
I mean,
Looked like he got into the outside wall, but he didn't. He spun it around. He actually didn't touch, so that's really good.
Didn't it look like he was shaking maracas on that wheel?
And that gives the lead to Mark Walls.
Interesting. Never heard of him.
I think he's new here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he can concentrate and put his best foot forward. He might get himself a win.
There you go. Yep, and they're all ducking back into pit load. Or
yeah, I believe
pit
that
road.
was about 10, 11 laps on their tires. So about the same as the first caution. So came in the first time, no reason not to come in this time.
And let's see if the 23 will take, or excuse me, the 28 will take 4 this time or stick with 2-tire opportunities.
Yeah, I think this time he's going to try to take 4.
Right sides are up and down, left sides are up and down. Mark Wallace taking off and coming up P1.
Ooh, Ryan Sturgis. coming off 2.
Yep, 2-tire stop there to gain track position.
Very interesting.
Oof.
But I believe he went in 9th, came out 2nd, so obviously a big gain. I'm wondering if he thinks he can hold on long enough to get a really positive change before the next caution comes out.
Definitely has a change of scenery. He's not exactly one of the front runners every week, but he is definitely a good mid to upper mid driver. So it's nice to see that 56 truck out front, even with the 2-tire gamble. So interesting to see what happens with him, if he can hold on like the 28 did, or is he just going to fall back?
And it looks like Scott Kukas got the lucky dog. That will put him now 2 laps down instead of 3. He was the only one multiple laps down, or any laps down, to be honest, at this point. Looking through the field, looks like Andrew Williams gained a couple spots on pit lane there. He's now in 9th. Yeah, talk about seeing the sights. Andrew Williams, front to back, back to front. He's might win the award for most trucks passed tonight. I think he's aiming for that.
Not only front to back, but he's definitely going side to side by taking this truck sideways through the corners.
Yeah. He's just testing it. Just giving it a
Right,
good
right.
drive.
I don't know if you're old enough to remember the pickup trucks with the hydraulics on them, but man, we used to go to the 3-wheel setup back in the day.
All right. Keeping an eye on that 46 car now. All the way back in 12th position. Started on the outside of the 117 of Michael Hessler. Also, the 56, Brian Sturgis. Those 2 trucks really going to watch out for him.
Yeah, I've got my camera pointed right at Sturgis, seeing what happens to him with the 3 fast trucks all around him and the 1 truck with a really good position here as well.
Absolutely. He's going to see if he can continue where he was just at, right on deep of Palmer's bumper.
Pace car pulled off. Mark Walls with the fast jump.
Ooh, careful, side by side. All the way back.
Ooh, Sturgis.
But he's going to get the pass back on the 28. That's fantastic if he can pull this off.
Some beautiful crossovers. Oh,
look
3
at
wide in the back, guys.
Yeah, look at
17,
this.
46.
Brightsman. Look at him fight. He's not going to take sitting in the back wheel at all.
Ooh, look at Brightsman. Oh, gets the
Brightsman
back
on
of
point.
10. Andy Vogt, watch out.
46 has to
56.
exercise a lot of patience here.
Oh, too
56
many
Brian
battles.
Sturgis trying to hang on.
56 is falling back. 46 is past Voigt, and he's coming past Mr. Twinkie. Oh, Brightsman just taking all this field to school in a hurry. As he's another loose coming out.
Ooh, hold on to it. Oh, that's testing it now. Got to be careful.
That's the same thing that been on last time, but look who's on the inside to become the speed bump. It's the 56 of Sturgis.
It should be interesting here.
Oh, what's he gonna do? Oh, he is diving. 3 wide to come down. Oh, now 2 wide, really? Why is
Yeah,
he
the
backing
18
it up?
got a little loose there, actually. Oh, Brightsman sliding up there. Hold on to it.
Yeah, Brightsman almost had a 2-for-1 special going down the back straight there, but
Ooh. Seems that the 18 can't help but ride the wall, and Brightsman just wants to get as low as possible.
it
Look at that.
definitely.
Brightsman, look at it. Oh, sideways again.
This racing is intense. Different strategies, the different lines they're running. They are single file all the way through. Our first battle is here between the 18 and the 46. Looks like
loose.
looks like they settled it, but the 46, he knows he's faster. He's shown that he's faster, but his car is so loose, and he just can't control it right now.
He's burning the rubbers up. Oh, 56 backing up, coming out the corner. Ooh, almost gave a shot to the 18.
Yeah, accordion effect happening there. Brightsman locked up those binders real good.
Ooh, careful there. Diving it in there, and he's going to slide up. Try to protect that spot. He will. 56 trying to come back. Trying a crossover move. He has his tires in there. Can he hold that spot, though?
Just real quick shout to behind them. Vote and 17 of Maine.
He gets into the 46.
Yes, in the wall,
hold it. It looks like he gets some room to catch it.
Good.
Woo! 46-56.
I'm forgetting if there's
here.
another race happening here. This is too exciting. Yeah, they've been doing a side-by-side battle for the last couple laps in the 17 and 10 as well.
Yeah. Ooh, Andy.
Oh,
Knox.
17.
Ryan Maines.
He's
Can he
around.
catch it?
He's
No,
gone.
he's
Yep,
not.
there
He's going to
goes.
spin it. Caution won't come out, though. He keeps it off the wall. Keeps it off those tires. Won't take any damage there. That's good to see.
Yeah, Vote just didn't check up enough for him.
Yeah, gave him a little tap. And he was trying to catch it. You can see he was trying very hard. Just couldn't pull it off. I think it's every 10 laps we have to have a caution. I think that's what
I
they've
was
decided.
just about to say we're at lap 34, which is going to put us about 9 laps under green again. That time, the 28 took a 2-tire stop, went to first, came back down to third in that 10-tire run or 10-lap run. The 56 took 2, came from 9th to second, and
Ninth,
fell all the way
second
back.
to ninth.
Good night.
So we know where he is, and a quick shout out to the 67 Andrew Williams. He's gained a couple spots since that restart, so he's coming back to the front. Now we'll have to watch between him and Brightsman as they all come into the pits here. No one staying out as predicted.
And Scott Kukas will get the lucky dog once again.
Absolutely, that'll put him down to 1 lap down. So just one more caution, and he'll be back on schedule.
All right, everyone is in their stalls. Right side's going on. And transitioning over to the right side, left side. I
And
don't know my
56 is
directions.
coming off.
Yeah, seriously again.
Yeah, he's not giving up, and he gets the lead this time. Not second, but the lead, so he will be
Ooh.
the control car.
Oh,
Good race
23-28.
between- Yeah. Wonder who got that. Looks like the
Brightsman
23.
Brightsman did jump out before Chad Barker, Mr. Twinkie, lost his spot there.
Now, we're going to have a talk with the 56's crew chief after this one.
I wonder if he was aiming specifically to get first. Who knows? Maybe with being the control car, he can get a little jump and stretch out a lead on those 2 tires. I don't know. I haven't seen the speed in it, but maybe he knows something I don't.
So looking back and talking to the crew chief here, it looks like he did take 2 left side tires this pit stop. That is an interesting call.
As if the racing on the track wasn't interesting enough, he decided to spice it up in the pits.
Right?
Well, I can name which line I'm gonna watch this time. Which row on the restart here. The 7th position is currently held by the 67 of Andrew Williams, and on his outside on the restart will be the 46 of Sean Brightsman.
Oh, that's going to be a good restart.
Yeah,
We've got aggression versus speed. Interesting.
and you got a feel for the 23 right now. It's not exactly the catbird seat. He's oof.
Well, here's the thing, though. The 56, as I said before, he is the control car. Therefore, he controls when the restart is. So if he can just get a little bit of a gap, the 23 could could possibly take an advantage of the 29 and therefore have the 56 all to himself and maybe get the lead here. You never know. But he needs that 56 to get a good restart here.
And then do you think, as in the third spot in that 23 truck, does D. Palmer maybe give a little helping push?
Maybe, unfortunately. Unfortunately, you don't have the option to put your hand out the window and give him a little wave of when you're gonna put down the restart here. But we'll see.
I'm just wondering if the right sides are worn out enough for him to spin tires here.
All right.
Here we go. There you go. Here you go.
Oh, very nice start on the 56 part.
Yeah, that is an understatement. Out of a cannon he goes.
Most of these guys are starting right at the line in turn 4. He waited until well past
and back into the cannon he goes.
Yeah, could not hold it there in the corner.
Oh, look at them running from the outside behind.
2 by 2 by 2 by 2 they go.
Look at Brightsman charging up already.
He's got the speed. He has the speed. Oh, the 56 drifts up in the corner. Hold on, William Fletcher. The 28 car has to lose some positions to not get in a wreck.
But look who's not letting up a dime.
Ooh.
Yeah, that 46.
23 of D. Palmer. Driving it in there. Gotta get that second spot. 56 falling back though.
Oh, here we go.
10 truck and vote. Yeah, definitely took a nice little slap into the wall going into turn 1 there.
Got a little bit of rolling chicane action here.
Yeah, this 56 is just not being able to hold it. Oh, and the 28's not helping anyone either. This is a roadblock right in front of the previous leader, 46 of Sean Brightsman, just trying, just begging these guys, keep it clean, please. They just need to pass you guys.
Oh, 56,
oh,
what
man.
Are you doing, bud?
Wayne Hutchinson had to let off, and he has lost a ton of positions.
Ooh, the 46 is clear now. He'll set his sights on William Fletcher, but Brian Sturgis just holding everyone up one by one, unfortunately. Oh, he's going to drift up high. 68.
Yeah, he's definitely not making any friends out here tonight.
Oh, here comes the 67 as well. Andrew Williams taking advantage of Brian Sturgis' fault.
Yeah, it's a little further back beyond Andrew Williams is Brian Hutchinson trying to regain his composure and get back up onto the bumper of the 18 car.
Yeah, loose again on the inside. He won't have to deal with him anymore.
Oh, 5 truck battle here. You can throw a blanket over every single one of them. Oh,
the violet. Oh, into the wall.
Oh, he's holding in the wall. Yeah, he's done.
Oh,
just
got on Walker.
Back to the back by the 11, Dan Stucci. I don't think Dan expected him to come off the wall so violently there.
Wow.
Caught him by surprise, and of course that will bring out the caution here.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, everyone had gotten past him. John Ottenbacher, I mean, put a piece of paper between them. But the 11, unfortunately, could not escape that. Into the back he goes.
Just heartbreaking.
Oh, man. Yeah, the 11 was just following to 089, just a little bit too close, getting with the runoff of 4, and he couldn't react in time. There was nothing that he could do right there.
And no one's going to think that the violet's going to come off the wall.
And spotters are convening right now.
Yep, sure was.
Yeah, another 10 laps down, and a full field going to happen again.
All
Everyone's
right,
coming
set
in.
your watches. 10-lap countdown.
That's our version of the caution clock.
Yeah, provided by the racers.
Boys have at it, right?
That's an understatement. It looks like the 11 car. He'll
Do
go
you
down
think-
a lap right now.
You think the 56 is going to take just fronts or just rears this time?
Probably.
Or-
That sounds about right.
I had to take a moment to think, is that possible?
At this point, with Ryan Sturgis, I think anything is possible.
He's gonna go for cross rate, and he's gonna go left, front, right, rear.
And looks like somebody else played some tire strategy right there. In car.
46, the 23, and the 28 all came out together, and they almost wrecked each other. It was so close. Ooh, it looks like 46 has to give up position there. It was that close. Looks like I'm looking back at Brian Sturgis here. Oh, I think he's gonna get a penalty for wow. He actually, because of the guys in front of him that were battling for position, he was forced up on the racetrack early. And I think he's gonna get a penalty for a dangerous exit because he was all up on the track in turn 1 and every car has passed him. Every single car has passed him. He's being sent to the back.
Interesting.
And doing a 2-tire stop this time through, number 10, Andy Vogt, sitting P1.
That's extremely interesting because he's gotten very loose on this past 10-lap showdown that we just had, and I don't know about that call with him being as loose as he was. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but well, we wanted someone to compete with Mark Walls. We were hoping it would be on the track, but I think it's in the pits at this point. Anything they can do to stop him.
It's about to be on the track pretty soon here once they get the green flag, when they make their way back around, because the 46 is starting right behind the 29 this time.
I was just about to say 10 maybe the race control, but the 29 and the 46 are set on the high side. That's about to be a battle.
You can't forget about D. Palmer in the 23. Been running good all night so far. Just short of halfway here in the Sarge's place at 100.
Oh man, look at the 18 pulling into the grass. Somebody is having internet problems again.
Well, it looks like it. And real quick, the 11, Dan Sushi, he actually is disconnected. His race is done for.
This is unfortunate for the 18, having a good run all night, and he might want to check his ports on his computer.
Let's get a GoFundMe to get this guy a router.
Something.
Green flag.
Yeah, it looks like
Or
ooh, the
something
back.
other than this, but we're going green flag racing. 10 cars, a huge jump coming out.
46 gave a shot to the 29 off that restart.
And that is going to give the 23 an opportunity to come up under the 46.
Yeah, but I believe that 46 will have the drive off, and it looks like it just clears him right before 3, but he might give him room to dive. He decides not to. First 4 are going to be single file off this turn. Battling behind him, side by side, Andrew Williams.
Oh,
Mark lost that weight though.
This is about all through the. Don't do it.
Side by side they go
got
out
no
of turn
words
2 on the
either.
backstretch. The 10 not able to hold it outside of Mark Wall's
Ooh,
29. Oh,
10's in the wall.
almost smacking the wall again. The 23, D. Palmer dives inside. He's going to get there.
Yeah, right behind all of them, the 28 and the 67 are doing battle as well, with Hutchison right behind them. But right now, the 46 putting pressure on the 29.
Oh, yeah, he's there. No time at all, especially with those cautions. He's able to jump through the field there.
.46 comes off this corner so much better than Mark does.
He's there. Little shot.
Contact.
A little bit of the chrome horn, let him know he's there.
Let's see if he gets that run coming off the corner again. Again, the 46 able to hook up those rear end, and yet again he's closing down the back of the 29, going down the front stretch.
Yeah, he's got to have made some adjustments on his truck to try to prevent him getting loose coming off the corners, because, I mean, he's been about as sideways as the 10 was. 23 sideways coming off of 2 there. Lose a lot of time to this battle.
Speaking of sideways, D. Palmer completely sideways out of turn 2. Oh, the 10 of Andy Vogt. Hard in the back of the 67 of Andrew Williams. He gets loose, drifts up, is able to catch it, but what a smack that was. Wow, pile drive to the back of him. Just too much speed into the corner and just smacked him in the back. Luckily, both of them still up to speed though. Good to see that, but Andy Vogt just hanging on. Started first, all the way back to 8th spot. We are 50 to go, 50 laps to go here.
Brightsman just got an amazing run coming off at start finish line. He's putting a fender underneath and making a pass on Mark Walls for the lead.
It looked like Walls kind of got out of it a little early getting into the turn. 46 has got him clear right now. But Will 29 had the drive off. Does not look like he's going to have it. New leader, number 46.
Mark gets into the corner so much better than Brightsman does, but Brightsman, center out, look at them take off and make distance.
Yeah, what a race they've been putting on right now. And for the most part, it is single file through the field with the exception of the 10th place car, John Ottenbacher. Getting taken advantage of the 68. Ooh, drifting up in the corner there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Crazy side by side for a moment.
68 did repair the damage from the front stretch incident a couple laps ago. So he is out of his fast repair.
And I'm just watching up in front of him. Somewhat of a battle between Andy Vogt and Michael Hessler. Michael Hessler trying to catch up to him. Andy's been losing so many spots since the restart here. Truck is just clearly loose. Having some trouble on braking and barely hanging on there.
And back here in the back of the pack, we're on board with the 91 of Scott Hutchinson. Just not his day so far. And he's still got about a half a race to try to make some adjustments to that truck and try to get towards the front, but he's just not had a good piece under him today.
Yeah, the most excitement he's really had is that 11 car of Dan Stucci, and they've been battling for the most part, but with Dan now out of the race, his competition's gone, and he's got no one to race. Brian Sturgis, that's the truck in front of him, and Brian had some tough luck there on the last pit cycle. Fortunately, came out about 5th, but lost all those spots. I believe he got a black flag there for a penalty. Not sure for what, but he did lose a lot of spots and had to wait for that restart. He hasn't made much ground up.
And just in front of your leaders here, 065 of Scott Kukas. Just got back onto the lead lap, but unless a caution comes out in the next turn and a half, he is going to let him go here.
Yeah, he's just been having so many problems throughout this race.
I had a lot of hopes that the Devo truck would be whipping it really good tonight, but looks like he is just the whipping boy.
Yeah, I don't know who has more luck, the 065 with his speed or Chad Barker with his connection. I mean, both of those guys just always having trouble, and it just seems that they have the worst luck, and I just feel so bad for them because they really are great guys, but fortunately just not working out for them right now. Ooh, side by side, the 10 of Andy Vogt and 117 of Michael Hessler finally up in there, and joining that battle is the 68 and the 089. Side by side they go. Ooh, the 117 almost getting into
A little bit of a
68
door
there.
check.
Just a little bit, just a little friendly reminder. Ooh, what a drive off that 68 truck has. See if Andy closes the door, he'll drift up. Ooh, 68. Trying to keep it off the wall there. Has the speed. Not able to get the spot though.
And those Dog Bear Racing guys are going to do, load way up, pushing through that corner.
Oh, 68, he's spinning.
And there
he
he
is
goes.
spinning.
Hold it.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Spins it perfectly
All right.
on pit road, and unfortunately for
and
him,
blows it down.
unfortunately for him, that won't bring out a caution because he's on pit road. I mean, it's a pretty great entry there.
While you're here, let's grab some 4 fresh Goodyears and hit back at the track.
That's a pretty unexpected pit stop right there.
Which is-
Unscheduled, excuse me.
Which is funny because that actually, had it brought out the caution, would have been on our normal pace of cautions this race. But unfortunately, again, he'll go down a lap this time.
And he'll be lucky not to go down 2 here.
Yeah, now
Looks like he is fixing some damage.
the person he'll be racing for the lucky dog is the 065 of Scott Kukas. Oh, into turn 1. Oh, 10 locks it up, trying to get past him. 3 wide for a moment there, side by side with John Ottenbacher now. Wow, that the 067 just getting in front of all that traffic, slowing those guys down. 68 finally off pit lane here. He'll be coming up into...
Here we go, 3 wide here. 56 through the middle. Whew. He's definitely making a name for himself out here.
Yeah, you could say that. The 10 car, Andy Vogt, he's having a bunch of trouble. His car's, oh, into the wall. As I say that, he has been in the wall, sideways, locking those tires up. He said everything that could possibly happen to that truck, it has happened to him this race. And he is just barely hanging on there.
I'm watching up front here. Brightsman is walking away from Mark Walls, but not walking away from Mark Walls and putting pressure on him. The 28 of William Fletcher, not letting Walls get away at all.
I believe the 065 of Scott Kukas is hanging it up for tonight.
Yeah, he
Spot is
actually
coming over the
spun it
radio.
out of turn 4, but he reset as soon as he stopped that truck. He reset and he was off the track.
We've got a handful of laps on these cars, the trucks, and we haven't had a pit stop in a while. What are we thinking is going to be happening here? 68 just took a green flag, an unexpected green flag stop. Katie, what are you thinking that's going to happen here in the next few laps?
Well, we'll have to see. I'm not quite sure how far these guys can go on fuel. It's going to be tough. I think I personally think we're going to get a caution. I think someone is going to be so far gone on tires that they just can't possibly hold it, and it should bring out a caution. That's my prediction, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have 53 laps on this green flag run if it does run to the end here. I'm almost 100% sure they can make it on fuel. It's just whether or not the tires are going to hold up.
I'm just eyeballing Ottenbacher here, and his tires, he is spinning that rear end all around. I don't think his tire is going to make it to the end if he's going to be driving that hard already.
I'm looking, the reason why I say a caution is going to come out, because every time I'm going through the field one by one, I keep seeing someone's back end is just sideways. And they're just trying to keep it off of this wall. And in practice, we saw there are a bunch of guys spinning it on the back stretch. I'm wondering if with this tire wear, they're going to start doing that. Ooh, but in the meantime, I am watching the 17 of Ryan Maines and the 117 of Michael Hessla. Michael Hessla making a run here at the end, trying to gain some spots. And Ryan Maines was up at the front, but he lost so many spots and hasn't gotten back up there. Looks like through the corner, he can't really hold it down. 117 going to gain a little bit of time here.
Overall, watching Michael Hessler here, first time again I've seen him, he's doing a damn good job of wheeling that truck around. Clean, consistent. I don't see him doing too much pressuring and damaging, but he's definitely shown some aggression, shown some smarts. Overall, impressed.
Yeah, and I'm watching the 10 car. Andy Vogt, good lord, he is trying his hardest to keep it off the wall. The 91 just passing him there in turn 1 and 2. But Andy, one by one, has lost every spot. He is now the last car on the lead lap here. The 46, our leader, into turn 3 and 4 right now. Andy Vogt crossed the line just then, so not a lot of time to lose. Really has to keep up his pace here. But man, he is just struggling at the end of this race.
28 of Fletcher just went sideways coming out of 4 and saved it. 23 of D. Palmer on his bumper. Lots of room. Mark Walls by himself in the middle.
Yeah, believe it or not, Mark Walls is actually gaining very little, very slowly, but he is gaining time on Sean Breitzman right now.
Just completing lap 70. We've got 30 laps left in this race. Right now, if things keep going, this is going to be a good battle if Mark can close that distance.
And he lost about 2/10 that last lap to the 46. So,
Weird, it seems like he gains, takes one step forward, 2 steps back.
like you said, he's got a really, really good entry. It's just the 46 has that drive off, and that's what is the difference right now. I mean, the drive off and straightaway speed, that really matters here because, you know, it's kind of like a Martinsville on steroids, if you will.
I can see that.
Yeah, this is really fun watching Mark play catch up. And it looks like the 28 of Fletcher was gaining some ground, but again, lost it coming out of 4 right there. A little bit of more time lost.
Tell you what's brewing back here, 17 and the 117. These boys are having at it right now. 117's got a good run on the 17. I feel like if I say that 5 times fast, the 717's gonna come out of nowhere.
There's too bad they're not a 0 and be all binary on us, but yeah, it closes up so well going into the corners on the 17 of Mainz.
Yeah, very, very impressive first showing from Hessler here tonight. I'm truly impressed with him. Another name to add to the mid-pack action here in the Northwest Truck Series.
Yeah, hopefully we're just past the midway point here in the Truck Series if Hessler stays around with us. We've had excellent truck counts. 18 trucks tonight. We've had up to a little over 20. Oh, and it looks like almost contact between the two. Yet another name to add to the list of impressive drivers in the Northwest Truck Series. Grow these guys a few more cars. Let's get some 30-car fields happening. That'd be amazing to call that.
Amazing
3
for who?
hours later.
We're the ones that's got to keep up with all that action. Man, these guys, it's not for a lack of entertainment. I mean, these races have been absolutely crazy, and they have the talent, they have the personalities for sure. So this is definitely one of my favorite series to call. And Andy Vogt now, I'm just focusing back on him, and he has lost a lap and just cannot hold that truck anymore. He's losing some time, and this is where I think the caution might come out, is possibly some of these slower trucks getting loose might cause some trouble. And you see Deep Palmer trying to get by him now. Wayne Hutchinson,
The leader is passing the 91 and 68. 68 is sideways.
Ooh!
And,
Yep,
into
there's
the,
your Carlson.
there we go.
Catches the
Leader
91.
has been
and
taken
Sean.
No!
Sean Breitzman, he's involved.
Yeah, I was just about to say that he has gained on them in his passing, and 68 finished the pass on the 91, went high and lost it.
Yep. And because of how
Yeah.
spread out they were, Sean Breitzman was able to turn it back around, get back up to speed, and still hold on to
Oh.
6th place.
Heavy impact for the
Yeah,
46.
He's got damage, though. That's going to have to be looked at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh. Yeah, 29 just, I mean, he had just the right amount right there. Whew. If he would have locked him up, game over for the 29 as well.
Yeah. Lucky for the 29, he was, so far back on Sean Breitzman, and he was able to keep his truck clean there. So
Well, Breitzman only fell back to the 6th position.
yeah,
And he
Coming
does
in
have
here.
a fast repair.
yeah, he didn't hit
So,
anything on that first spin.
Yeah.
So he should absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
there he
Yep.
goes.
Easy, Brad. Got the truck out of the shop.
Now he just needs
Absolutely.
to hope that he has a really good stop here. Try to pass a couple of these trucks.
Here we go.
28.
Should come out about
Oh,
6.
did he beat the 67 or no?
No, didn't beat the 67 for sure.
Oh,
Oh, the 29. Get back up to speed here.
The William Fletcher 4-tire stop. Fastest pit crew that round. D. Palmer came out the pits in second.
Yeah.
And Mark Walls in third. Wayne
William
Hutchinson
by
in fourth.
2 seconds on Mark Walls.
yeah. William was holding with Mark Walls, except for his rear tires getting a little loose there. He was holding and keeping pace and running down Mark Walls throughout that run. Did lose the rear tires faster than everybody else. Not as I was watching him. So this should be a fantastic start for him. Going to go green with what, 19 to go, 18 to go.
Somewhere around there. Yeah.
I think no matter the lap count, that we'll have plenty of time for Sean Braceman to get up there. I mean, he has the speed, but again, the 67 starting beside him, if I was Sean, that would make me nervous.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence if he can make it up there.
Yeah, the 67, he's fixed his loose problems. He's going to have a much better second half of this race compared to the first half of this race. And look who's running P4, one truck of Wayne Hutchinson.
Now another thing we had to think about. What does good old Larry Mack say pretty much every Sunday on his broadcast? Cautions breed cautions.
With
yeah,
the way,
Sean can pick up a few positions and then a caution come out. That would be the best thing for him.
and that's if he doesn't cause the caution.
Of course, yeah. Absolutely. Because who's right by him is the 56 of Brian Sarge, just trying to make it back up there.
And speaking of
spots
battles,
on the pit road.
speaking of battles, right behind all of those guys, the 17 and the 117 are starting side by side as well.
Yeah, and according to my data here, Brian Sturgis took 2 tires.
Oh,
2 tires on that long green flag run.
budget racing.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Green flag is
There we
out.
go.
28 gets a good jump on the field. Not the best jump we've seen all night, but still a decent jump.
Yeah, Sean Braceman actually got a really good jump, but that one car was so slow he had to stay behind him. Really had nowhere to go, and he's going to go the outside.
Ooh.
Look at that boost. Oh, good lord.
Oh, there's too much.
Yeah, he's going to clear him, though. He is clear of the 67.
For now.
Going to leave the door
Look
open,
back here,
though.
56. Actually, he's keeping it. Keeping it pretty deep. Oh, 29
Oh, Mark
boost.
Walls, watch out, buddy.
Ooh,
And that's
here
the
comes Sean
46 to come on
Braceman.
the outside.
Oh, he's
And he
clear.
makes
He
the
cleared him,
pass.
but he's going to keep the door open.
And
This
the
is
crowd
your
goes
battle for
wild.
third.
Right, this is impressive. Let's see if they're able to hold it together. They do, coming out of 2. And actually, the top 5 are all Dog Bear Racing stable drivers.
Beginning to see a pattern here.
You think so?
I don't know about you guys, but if I am William Fletcher or Dee Palmer, I am trying to get gone. Those 2 drivers were the fastest drivers on the track. Let them play. Let them be side by side. You guys need to get out.
Well, 46
if
has
I'm
cleared.
Fletcher, I am begging for D to become a 16-foot wide truck.
Right?
Do they have private channels inside their team speak to say, okay, is it polite to block your own teammate?
There he goes. Going for second, 46.
Yeah, and I can guarantee you there are no team rules at all. Oh man, and he's gonna test them side by side. 46, hold on there.
Oh, 23, a little squirrely coming off of 2. Drag racing down the backstretch.
And actually, I just got an update here. Fletcher is actually not a Dog Bear, so it's P2, 3, 4, and 5 are all Dog Bear drivers here.
Ooh!
D. Palmer driving the hell off that truck.
No wonder the paint's peeling off. And see the 23 up. It looks like the
Ooh.
46 a little loose.
Oh, Paulo, boy.
Hold on there,
Right?
Sean.
And Fletcher is loving every single second of this. He's able to pull out a little bit.
The scary part about this is that Sean Braitzman is sideways every corner. Imagine the speed if he could tighten that truck up.
There goes Walls.
Oh, man.
Oh, Deep Palmer in the wall.
Oh, and Walls into the back of Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer having a little trouble off the turn 2. Keeps losing it. Mark Walls taking advantage of that. Side by side they go.
Pushing up.
And Walls a little loose there as well.
Yeah, that's going to leave
Braitzman loose. Oh, my goodness.
He's going to leave the door open for Sean, though. He's gonna get through there. It's the battle of the least person that's loose here.
Yeah, William Fletcher running away with it right now.
I don't know. We still got, what, 12 to go this time by?
Yeah, it should be, I believe, 14 to go this time by.
Or maybe, I don't know how to do math.
Some number with another number by it, laps to go.
I graduated California high school, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Ooh, Sean. Hold it there, bud.
This is
slamming those brakes into turn 1.
Braitzman really loose going off of 2. He's driving the wheels off that thing, boy.
Is there anybody else on this track that we're not even paying attention to?
No, we absolutely have to stay with the top 5 here. This is the battle. And why not? Look at that separation.
I just looked down the field. There's nothing going on. It is all these 5 guys, 3 guys up front here.
It's single file.
Yeah, Fletcher has a little bit of breathing room here. Looks like about a 4 or 5 truck room, while the 29 and the 46 are fighting. Again, Walls with a phenomenal drive in, but cannot make a hookup on the way out.
Start to wonder if these guys are wearing their tires out the way they were racing really, really hard in there.
Working 11 to go. I don't think they care about the tires right now.
I've been watching the 28. He has not broken loose at all this run. The 29, the 46 have both been sideways more times than I can possibly count.
Here we go. Walls is sizing him up right now. On board with the 29. Looking at the back of the 28. Peeking to the inside. Is not going to get there. 28 is going to slam the door into turn 1. Working their way off of 2.
46.
Walls going to lose a little bit.
46 has a run as well. And, gets a little loose.
Here we go.
Yeah, diving to the inside there. Ooh, Mark Walls. Gonna slide up a little bit.
He's leaving
now. Oh, contact!
Gotta be careful here.
Braitzman.
Oh, man! Braitzman looked low.
Oh, man. Side by side.
The side of his truck. To everybody.
It's gonna kind of break a little early there.
And
get him! Get him!
Ooh, hold on there, Sean. He's still getting a little squirrely there off of turn 2.
Yeah, Mark Walls he got shot out of a cannon after he passed the 28.
Yeah, I think Braitzman can get him, but he's so loose. He just keeps spinning that car sideways. If he could just keep it straight, keep it under him, he can have the speed to do it. But again, look, just getting loose in the middle of the corner there.
Katie, I know you've just recently rejoined us here. The first couple of races this year, I think races 2 and 3, this was the races. Waltz and Braitzman side by side battling, chasing each other down. This was some fun racing, and I'm glad Braitzman finally came back because, again, he is challenging, he is driving hard and fast.
Let's see how much he gained. Hey, he's still not 0.2 of a second off of the lead here. He's coming. Is he going to have enough time to get there and be able to set him up and make the move?
That is great. He got an excellent turns 1 and 2. He is closing that gap fast.
Yeah, we'll sell you the whole seat, but you only need the edge of it right now. This is it's coming
if
down
you're
to it.
even in the seat, this is too damn impressive.
Another
Look at
two
him close
tenths.
in. He's within a truck and a half. One truck.
Yeah, that last lap, Breetzman, a tenth faster. He has the speed now. Coming to 5
There
to
he
go.
goes. Diving in there a little hard. Walls washes up the track a little bit. Breetzman trying to get that drive, gets loose. He's there. It's just, will this be clean? Think not.
I don't know. I think Breetzman might give him that respect. I mean, he is driving the Walls Beard Company truck.
Yeah, but what better way to road the boss man's face is in it?
Yeah, good point. Oh, hell yeah, I'd wreck my mom for a win. Have you met my mom?
Working 4 to go here.
Yeah, and I think it's
Oh,
interesting. We're getting a show because Mark Walls dominated last week. Not so much this week. That's having some excitement. Competition he's needed. He's wanted. Top two guys in the picture there. 31 laps he's led. Mark Walls.
Breetzman.
Sean Breetzman. Ooh, as they come across the line, he's led 42. So those are your easily the top two drivers in the field this week.
And 46 lost a lot of time getting loose out of 4 there.
Walls has a little bobble right there, and coming out of 2.
Oh, he's only going to have one more shot here. Next time by, we're looking at 2 to go.
Yeah, I don't know if this will be any much of a factor, but right now Brian Sturgis, remind you, for some reason got 2 tires.
Oh,
in the wall
with the 46. Oh, that hurt.
Oof. Yeah.
Ooh. Now can the 46 hold on to second with the damage? See, he smacked the wall pretty good there.
Yeah, it's not just one car coming for second. It's 3. It's 3 trucks in a pack trying to sneak up on him. I was calling out Brian Sturgis right before Sean got on the wall there. He's going very slow. Mark Walls is absolutely going to catch him now.
Is he going to give him the room? No.
Ooh, Sean. Ooh, spinning again. Oh, hold it. Catches it. But good Lord, is that truck loose? White flag. Last lap. Into turn 3 they go. Last corner. The 28 looking low. The 56, Brian Sturgis forcing the 46 to turn to low there.
And there we go.
Ooh.
29. Mark Wall's going to win. And Sean Breetzman's going to finish in second.
Yeah, Brian Sturgis is making it difficult for William Fletcher at the end. Cut across his hood coming out of 4. What a race it has been. D. Palmer bringing it home in 4th.
Man, that was... If that could have been the last lap, 2 laps before that, that would have been perfect. It's so anticlimactical right there. Oh, man. I just made a new word. I can't describe it. That was... you got to feel for the 46. He gave every ounce of speed. He got every ounce of speed out of that truck.
Yeah, and then some.
Oh.
And just a quick shout out real quick. 117, Michael Hessel, first time out. Ended up P9 on the day. That's a really good, impressive run for him.
Yeah, not bad at all. And Andrew Williams, after the trouble he had, came back to 6th place. Good day for him. Ryan Maines, pretty much settling in the mid part of the field. And he's just going to call it a day in 7th.
Yeah, let's see those results come up here. We'll give you the official iRacing and Northwest Series finals.
All right. Your winner for the 6th time this season, the 29 of Mark Walls. Sean Breetzman finishes in 2nd. William Fletcher in 3rd. D. Palmer in fourth, and Wayne Hutchinson is going to round out your top five. You have Andrew Williams in sixth, Ryan Maines in seventh, John Ottenbacher in eighth, Michael Hessler in ninth, and Andy Vogt in 10th. Scott Hutchinson, last corner lead lap in 11th. 12th went to Brian Sturgis. Gary LaViolette in 13th. Scott Kukas in 14th. 15th was Chad Barker, and Dan Stussy rounds out your finishing order.
All right. I think compared to last week, unfortunately the same. Well, not necessarily unfortunately for him, but unfortunate for Sean Bradesman. It's the same winner, back to back, and although towards the end, the last two laps not extremely exciting, with Sean Bradesman getting to the wall there, but until then it was a hell of a race.
Man, that was just some amazing driving by, again, the Northwest Truck Series. Everyone we kept our eyes on had some phenomenal battles, great closings. No one did any outrageously crazy moves that were endangering of anybody. So it was just a fantastic sportsman-like race. Again, I love being a part of this series. I love that the OCTV crew here get to call this race every Thursday night because these guys put on a show week in and week out.
Yeah, I think with the exception of Brian Sturgis and Scott Kukas, who both had a little bit of trouble once they got down a lap, not necessarily to their offense, just we're losing a lot of track position and got into some lead lap cars. But again, trying their hardest, trying to get as best finishes as they can. And Brian, I don't know, I don't know what to say about his pit strategy this week. I'm not sure. I don't know if he lost a bet, but took two tires. I believe I think every single pit he took two tires, and I don't. I could see that once. I could see that twice, but I cannot see that after the long green flag run we had, knowing for a fact that every single person was going to get four tires, and he didn't necessarily have a bad position when he came in for that two tire stop. I don't know. I guess that's just something, one of the great questions of the universe.
Well, and if we can find him, we can pull him in and see if he or his crew chief are available for a quick interview on that decision-making process. But we do have, looks like a couple of guys are our top two finishers, trying to see if we can find William Fletcher, in our third place finisher, if he's available for an interview or not. Yeah, I'm not seeing him available. It might be in his truck. All right, so I guess we'll start with our pre-interview. We'll try to get Brightsman in here and see if we can also flush down Mark Walls as well.
Maybe mention.
Yeah, looking up also while we're waiting for everyone to come in, looking for the schedule, kind of where the points are lined up at. Kate, are you able to find the drivers here? And it looks like actually Sean Brightsman is in the booth with us. Sean, you got your ears on?
Got him on. How you doing tonight?
Oh man, after watching that race, I'm exhausted. I need another beer. Lord knows you have earned one. Tell us about what you were doing out there and how you were running down with Mark.
Man, we Dog Bear Racing worked really hard on the setup. I mean, that's where it comes down, and just having to be real easy on the throttle coming exit. And if you hit the boundary and went over, you saw early what that did and where I ended up after that. So just had to be real careful.
You, Mark had a very superior entry into the corners, but from apex out, you were the truck to beat. What difference did you do? I know Dog Bear does a lot of setup work together, but you had the best looking truck on that exit. What did you do differently to make such a better handling truck in that regard?
I tightened it up a little bit, but I mostly just rolled the center and then got on the throttle as early as I could, and as soft as I could to kind of keep my power and momentum going.
Well, that was amazing. That was an impressive run. We all here in the booth had a fantastic time watching you do that run. You led a number of laps in the middle there. Mark got around you. What were you thinking as you were running him down and caught him before that last caution there?
I was thinking I can get him, I can get around him, but is that going to happen with my tires? Because I'm going to have to overdrive it a little bit to get up there again. So
That last run after the caution when you guys caught up and looks like I can't remember who they got into, but Mark had to check up and you were able to get around him. You two were both sideways more than you were straight through those corners, which made for great television. I cannot imagine you were having a lot of fun sitting behind the wheel there.
I don't know. I was wheeling it. Some people on TeamSpeak were saying I was trying to drive a sprint car here, which at times it seemed like it. But it definitely throttle control is very important here. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, I was actually curious. Said that the Dog Bear racing setup was spot on, and I did notice that you were a little bit looser than the other people around you. Was that more setup? Did you tweak it a little bit, or was it just your driving style?
Probably more my driving style. I mean, the setup was a little loose, but not anything that was uncontrollable without the throttle. So probably more my driving style, and that's where it led to kind of getting the better run off.
Interesting. Well, looks like we're headed to Vegas next week. Do you foresee an entry next week?
I am hoping to be there.
And what do you think of going to the mile and a half racetrack there?
I'm expecting to have a good run. I think we're gonna have some good battles, good side by side battles there at Vegas with the whole Dog Bear Racing crew, as well as some of the other individuals here from the Northwest Truck Series. So.
Well, real quick, Shauna, you've mentioned the Dog Bear Racing crew. Before we let you go here, who do you have to thank for getting out here tonight? Your sponsors, what was going on out there? Tell us who you have supporting you out here tonight.
I just got to say thanks to Sarge's Place for sponsoring the race tonight, Walls Beard Co., Volt Vapes. Also got to say a big thanks to a buddy of mine who just passed away a couple weeks ago, Mike Bickel. I'm going to miss him.
Well, condolences on that loss there, and we'll make sure that does make air. Great job again tonight, man. Thanks for coming out. We missed you. We're talking about your absence. It was well missed, and now we are glad to have you back, part of the Northwest Racing Truck Series.
I was happy to be back.
All right, man. Good luck. Good luck, and see you in Vegas.
See you in Vegas.
Yeah, it really was. I know that you said that before, that Sean was a part of the series, and I just didn't catch him because I joined halfway through, which I am kind of sad now that I didn't get to see the competition, and I'm just joining, just seeing him at this point, because, I mean, that was a hell of a race, and it was extremely exciting, and actually, Sean Bratesman did lead more laps. He's led the most laps in this race, 42 to Mark Wall's 35. So, yes, Mark Walls had a good truck. Yes, he led a lot of laps, but it wasn't always his. And towards the end there, had Sean maybe been able to hold it off the wall, who knows what would have happened across the line, because they had 2 laps to go when he did it. So, you never know what's going to happen. And the racing just in this series never seems to slow down.
Now these guys race. They're on that throttle all race, the whole race, green flag to checkered.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell. We're just at the halfway point in the season. These guys are a lot more comfortable with each other than they were the first 2 or 3 races, and you can definitely see that on the on-track product as well.
Yep, their setups are getting better across the board. William Fletcher did an amazing job keeping that truck up fast. He's been good all season long. That was the best we've seen him, and looks like we may have William Fletcher to talk to real quick here. William Fletcher, thank you for coming into the booth. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Good. How are you guys?
Oh, after that race, I think we're all going to be hoarse in the morning.
Right on. It was fun from where I saw. My windshield was full of stuff.
Well, for a long time there, your windshield was full of nothing but racetrack. You led for a good portion of that run. Amazing. We were rooting for you. What was going on there, and how did Mark and Sean get around you?
They driving. It was all about driving and setup. My first pit stop, I figured those guys were at least one or two were going to do 2 tires. So heck, I did 2 tires. That was kind of a mistake for the first 2-3 laps. But then, but at the end there, Mark D was all over me. I mean, we were racing through the whole race. Like, I mean, I'm still catching my breath.
You and us both there, man. You and D seemed incredibly competitive at the early runs. You would hang with Mark Walls easily, and as you get about 7, 8, 10 laps in, Mark would set himself up just slightly faster. But you and D Palmer would battle constantly. That had to be exhausting throughout that race.
Yeah, it's really hard not to overdrive the car here. And I kept finding myself doing that, and it takes a lot just to back out because that's pretty much what you have to do to go faster on this track.
There's a couple of times where I pointed out watching you guys go. I think you're the only truck that did not break that rear end free compared to everybody else. Mark Walls, D Palmer, Chad Barker when he was in, Dan Stussy, LaViolette. Most of the guys were kicking after a few laps. Watching that rear end brake coming out of 2 and coming out of 4, you look like you had a consistent all 4 grip throughout that corners. So congratulations on that, and it looked like you had a fantastic setup underneath you.
My hot rod was fast. It was loose, but I knew exactly what it was going to do when I needed to do, and then if I pushed it, I knew what was going to happen when it did it. So that was a good advantage. But Mark and Sean and D and a few others had some real fast trucks. It was all about rhythm for me.
Yeah, that was you were dancing a phenomenal dance out there. Speaking of the Dog Bear guys, since they all had a big team, they're all working together in that. Who do you have with you helping you out with setups, and who do you have to thank, and who's your sponsors out here?
My sponsor would be myself, but I want to thank the Mark's Beard Balm.
Yeah, the Walls Beard Company.
Yeah, there you go. If I hesitate, please fill in for me. And then in the past, races here, Kip, and then there's been a couple other Sarges. You gotta say a big howdy for those guys. Appreciate it.
Right, yeah.
And then all the other racers. This setup here was all mine. I took the Pocono set and took on that.
Well, I gotta tell you, you gotta have all those Dog Bear guys scratching. If it took 10 of them to make that setup and one of you, oh, if you get some teammates, buddy.
Nobody's asked. I'm okay.
All right, well, congratulations. Thanks for putting on an amazing show and for being a part of the league. I know all of us up here had a great time calling it and watching you wheel the life out of that truck all race long.
I had a blast, and I want to thank Sean, Mark, D, everybody I race with. We've got a good group, and it's fun racing, and let's keep it going.
Excellent. We'll see you next week in Vegas, brother.
Thank you, guys. Be safe.
That was William Fletcher came in third there, had a phenomenal run for a solo effort.
Yeah, led
And-
16 laps. So, I mean, the third best laps
Right?
behind Mark and Sean. So you can't exactly say you had a bad race at all.
Not
I mean,
at all.
podium finish, 16 laps led, great race. And I think you're right. I think if you get a team backing you, where you guys can throw around and test your setups. I mean, you never imagine if this was a fixed series with all of
Right?
this talent. I don't know how I would handle it. I mean, it would be absolutely crazy. I think Mark Wall still might have somewhat of an advantage because he is not just a great guy on setups, but obviously has the talent to race. But I mean, add in all of those fixed setups where you're on even ground with Mark. I mean, the racing would be just as good, if not 10 times better.
Well, on the Wednesday nights, these guys actually run a K&N series together, which is really fun to watch. But what's kind of neat is it is a fixed setup, and I think they had 8 different winners in 9 different races.
That's crazy. I could
Right?
see that
That's
though with these
amazing.
guys, yeah.
So yeah, when these guys get together and race on the Wednesday night fixed set, it's a lot of fun to watch these guys go. Speaking of fun to watch, it looks like Mark Walls is in the waiting room ready to step in and get interviewed again. This guy is looking a little too familiar in this booth. I think he's here just as much as the rest of us. Mark Walls, welcome back up.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Man, that was some awesome running to watch you fight through the field, back to the front, back into the field, back to the front. You, the teammates, battling over with William Fletcher. Man, you guys had a phenomenal showing tonight.
Man, that track was just unbelievable. You had to set it up loose to rotate because it's a flat track. You're going to give up a little bit on exit. I mean, we were sliding all over the place. I slid it around like a dirt track. I know Sean was sliding it around, and man, he did a hell of a job sliding it.
Oh man, I love what Sean said. He felt like he was driving a sprint car.
Oh, he was. He was on rails. I mean, the setup just worked. It was just a matter of just babying the tire on exit. That was huge. You had to set it up loose no matter what.
Yeah, you guys looked like you had a handful of a great time happening out there. Yet again, an amazing run in the Northwest Truck Series. You guys have made a phenomenal product for us here in the booth to be able to call and to have a great time doing it.
Man, I hope it was exciting because for me, I couldn't breathe at the end. Knowing that Sean was behind me, not even 2/10 back, I was worried.
Oh, and until he went into that wall, I don't know. I think he would have. Do you think he would have put a bumper on you to get around you had he not hit that wall?
If he didn't, I would have been pissed off.
Right,
Yeah.
You guys were. Oh,
He's just
so
like
good.
he's just like me. He's just as competitive as I am, and if he didn't give the nudge, then I'd asked him, "What's the matter?"
That's awesome, man. I love that you guys, as teammates and as drivers in the series, have that camaraderie. It shows as a product at the end of the night that you guys consistently put out just some great, awesome racing.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that was definitely something I had to work for. That was the hardest race of the series so far, and we're only halfway through, so it's only going to get harder.
Oh my gosh, yeah, looking down the list here, we've got Vegas coming up next week, Charlotte, one of my own personal favorite places to run the trucks at, Kansas, Dega, Martinsville, Texas, Phoenix, and Homestead, all still coming up on the race here.
Yeah, and a lot of them are going to be like Chicagoland, so I'm really excited to move forward.
Right. Oh, that's going to be fun.
At this point, any race that Sean is not in, I'm going to automatically give Mark a weight limit. A weight, like I'm gonna just pile on so many weights so nobody else can.
Man, you know what? I was
it's
worried.
insane.
This is not one of my tracks. I didn't qualify that great. I slipped up in qualifying. Didn't start where I wanted to. I kind of just was biding my time. I wasn't putting down really good lap times, and when it paid off, it mattered most.
You remind me of a Jimmy Johnson in like 08 or 09, something around there, where it's like
I
it's
was
not
gonna
my
say
track.
like 06, 07, 08.
Almost dominates the race and like qualifies 5th or something, and you're like, oh, it wasn't my track, while you're winning and leading 35 laps, but you're right, it wasn't your best track.
Well,
yeah,
you know what?
I mean,
he is
it's
my
not your best
driver,
track,
though.
you're not leading 90 out of 100 laps, of course.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
man.
He is my driver on that Sprint Cup side. So watching him throughout his career is definitely interesting, and I try to work just as hard. So it was a good team effort tonight. We all really showed some speed and showed how we can slide around the racetrack too.
At this point, Jimmy Johnson can only pray to be as good as you.
Oh, now let's not give him that big of a head.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I'm just comparing the series, him in this series to Jimmy in his series. I mean,
Oh,
the
okay, I
amount
gotcha.
of the amount of skill that Mark has. I mean, he's just absolutely dominating. And Jimmy Johnson, let's face it, is having a rough year. So, I mean, Mark is doing an excellent job in his series alone, and that's it's good to boast about it. I mean, you've obviously earned it.
Yeah, and the whole team's earned it too. Like I said, man, it was a run for my money tonight against all those guys. And William, the speed that he showed, I remember him at Pocono with that same speed, and we all brought the Pocono set here, I'm pretty sure, and it worked really well as a base. And the amount of speed that he showed, I wasn't sure I was going to get by him at the end, and with the overdriving and rhythm, I mean, that's what it's all about, and it paid off big. And then I got real worried when Sean was back there.
You guys, and I was right. I was trying to remember where the other track was, where Bill did a phenomenal race, and it was Pocono, and it was fantastic to see you guys competitive with him and him competitive with you guys. So, and real quick before we run out of way too much time here, and I'm long out of beer. What do you have? Anything new to add for your thanks and for your sponsorships?
Tonight, for sure.
Right.
I mean, we're sponsored by Sarge's Place. I had them all over that truck tonight. So
You did?
it was amazing to get Sarge's Place into Victory Lane. They do a lot for our organization. They do a lot for the local community where Drew's located, bringing vets back up to society. They kind of just get dumped off and that's it. So they work really hard to get them back on their feet and get them moving and as a civilian. So got to thank them huge. And then Walls Beard Co., a big sponsor in the series as well. Got to thank Volt Vapes, still riding with us, still a very strong sponsor. And then I got to thank OCTV. I hope we're putting on an amazing show for you. I hope the races are good. They're only going to get better the longer we run. So we're gonna keep throwing it at you guys.
Awesome. I'm excited again to be a part of this. I know all the OCTV team here, Katie and Wes the Mess, Tony doing the production. We have such a fantastic time up here in this booth watching you guys do what you do week in and week out, and how the entire series is getting better every stinking week.
That's good to hear, and we're just getting started, so we got more.
Fantastic. Well, once again, congratulations on your amazing performance. We're looking forward to seeing you guys in Vegas 1 week from tonight.
That's it. Put your bets down.
Right.
Well, you would make that bet easy, so.
I don't, if Chad gets his internet connection fixed, I think he's going to have something for you.
Yes, I was worried about him at Chicagoland because he was setting pace pretty good and his internet, tripped out on him.
There's been 4 or 5 times now where Chad was just as good as you throughout the race and just lost internet.
Yeah, I'd fire whoever does his internet like I'd fire my pit crew over tonight for sure.
Right. Yeah.
That was a 2-second slow stop, I believe it was. So yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I was running a Harvick scheme, so of course I got the Harvick pit crew.
Yeah. You might want to go.
And
go ahead,
Sean
Katie.
said he's gonna try and make it next week. So imagine that, Sean, Mark, Chad with a good connection. Man, what a race it could be.
Oh, it's good. It's gonna be a good one for sure. I can't wait to get started.
Well, I can't wait to call it. I'm extremely excited, and beyond that, I'm waiting in the shadows for Talladega. I cannot wait. This is gonna be a good second half of the season.
Yeah, Talladega is going to be interesting. Look for Dog Bear to have some team cars out there. We're all going to look the same and confuse the hell out of everybody. So
that helps us tremendously. Thank you.
Maybe you guys can change the colors of the numbers on the hood just for us.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, we'll have to do something.
All right, brother. Well, we're gonna send you on out of here. I got to pull Mr. Tough like Twinkie, bring him in real quick and harass him, and then we're gonna go to bed.
All right.
Or the bar, one of the two.
That's where I'm headed.
All right, real quick, we got to bring in Chad because he was all excited about having his internet connection. He just bought a new house, moved in. We've got to harass him for a minute, and then let's wrap this up. Mr. Twinkie, Mr. Big Richard, Chad Barker, what happened?
What happens every week?
Dude, you bought a new house just so you can have better internet connection and you still lost.
Yeah, I was on the phone with my internet provider all night tonight, and they basically told me that they do not provide internet for gamers. They provide internet for people that check their email.
Oh, brother. Drive your happy ass over here and race.
Oh, I should do that. I forget. I'm close to you now.
Dude, yeah, you're like 2 miles from my door.
I am. I'm switching
Sleepover.
to Cable One tomorrow.
Katie, we're not that kind of friends.
You know, I'm just saying. Hey, you were the one. You measured it out. 2 miles, right?
Dude, I will tell you, we've driven each other's race cars, so, we're tight.
That
Is
is
that
true.
code?
I've wrecked his race car.
I've yet to wreck your race car.
Guys, keep it PG, please.
we double dog.
I've
It's okay.
won in your race car. You have yet to win in my race car. That's what I was waiting for.
That is true. Anyway, Chad, you had speed to compete with Mark, and we were really extreme. We were really excited for you, and when that ping hit 2,000, I just wanted to cry for you.
Yeah. My wife was in the background telling me that she's going to call tomorrow and get it switched over to Cable One, so we should be good next week.
Good, man. I'm excited to see you actually be able to complete, and I think finish your first Northwest Series Truck Series race.
I have one top 5 that I actually finished, believe it or not.
I don't. All right, real quick, Chad, we're going to bounce you out of here. We're going to wrap up. I am out of beer, so we got to make this fix. Katie, Tony, take it away. Or Wes, go.
Yeah,
All right.
look, my final thoughts real quick. Great race. Glad to have Sean back. Again, quick shout out to Michael Heslett. Great race for him. Overall, it was a really good race. Unfortunately, sad for, again, Chad and his internet. Hopefully, we'll get that fixed. Vegas next week. Extremely excited. I love the 1.5 mile tracks. Love them to death. And we tend to have so much more close racing, at least pack-wise, on 1.5 mile track. So let's get it on. Let's go.
All the guys in the Northwest know that I hate this truck with a passion. I cannot figure out how to drive this stupid 4-wheeled automobile. I hate 1.5 mile tracks. I love watching this stupid truck on those silly tracks. I am excited for Vegas.
Yeah, and real quick before we get out of here, we want to give a big thanks to the series sponsors again of Walls Beer Company, Volt Vapes, Sarge's Place, and yeah. So thank them for all that they do for the Northwest Truck Series, and I reckon we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. So for Katie Reed, Donovan Johns, Tony Knuckles in the production booth, I am Wes Demes, and we are OCTV, and we're out.
Are you ready?